Deals. This is Sammy Dixon, and we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And remember, thank you very much for your business.
1 minute after 8 o'clock, you're listening to the Big Dog, WIFO FM in Jessup, 105.5 on your FM dial. Good morning, Butch Hubbard here, back here with you this morning on this eve of Christmas Eve, 23rd day of December. We are looking for a 60% chance of showers today, 30% tonight. And cloudy tomorrow, not a great chance of rain tomorrow, but still cloudy. High today of 78, high tomorrow of 82. Christmas Day, partly sunny, high of around 81. And the Ottawa River levels are rising again, 8 feet and rising. And currently here in southeast Georgia, we have 68, almost 69 degrees here in southeast Georgia. 1 minute after 8 o'clock, it is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Parker Insurance and Realty on Macon Street in downtown Jessup, by Jessup Premium Storage, located out here on the Waycross Highway, B&C Collision Center in Scriven, and also brought to you by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
You got all that Christmas shopping done?
Just about.
Just about, huh? Just about. Yeah. Got it just laid down, ready to go, huh?
I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I know that.
All right, you heading down to see your dad?
Yep. Okay.
And you got any games that you're really looking forward to seeing between now and, well, let's say Sunday?
Not really.
Not really? Nothing you really want to see?
I need my Steelers to win Sunday. Getting ready for the Georgia game on January 2nd. Looking forward to that.
You know, there's a lot of you folks getting on that train, I understand, on January 2nd here at Amtrak in Jessup. Only 1 of 3 places in the state of Georgia that it stops, and head down to Jacksonville, watch the game, get back on that Amtrak, and come back up to Jessup and get off that night, right?
Exactly.
A bunch of y'all going.
Be home for the late game.
Okay.
It'll be fun.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
Hey, y'all did that one time before, didn't you?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. That's right.
When we played Wisconsin. And it poured down rain.
And pouring down rain, huh?
Rained the whole day.
Oh, wow. Bet you that was fun.
Not really.
Yeah, for a duck.
Plus they lost. So.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm just hearing from different folks the last several days. There's quite a few people going to Mobile, Alabama. Some have left already. I know one particular couple and family gone over there practically the entire week for vacation. Other ones left yesterday. Other ones are leaving this morning. Going over to Mobile, Alabama. It's an historic time for Georgia Southern. So if you're a diehard Georgia Southern fan, you can always say, I was there at their very first ball game.
Right. Big game. I said they're happy about the weather out there because that should hinder the Falcon passing game. So Georgia Southern just likes to run the ball, so the weather's not going to be a factor for them. But apparently it's been raining for several days in Mobile, Alabama.
And who are they playing again?
Bowling Green.
Bowling Green's favored by so many, I can't remember how many points.
By a touchdown.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. If the Georgia Southern team that shows up to play Georgia, they'll win. If the Georgia Southern team that shows up to play Georgia State, they'll lose.
Yeah. Georgia Southern should take comfort in the fact that all the favorites aren't winning the bowl game. So
not.
My bowl sheet's about to go in the trash.
Don't worry about favorites.
Entertainment purposes only.
Favorites aren't winning.
So your bowl sheet's about to go in the trash. Rip it up, throw it away. Bye, bye, bye.
And I don't even think I'm going to make Christmas.
I haven't watched any of the Bulls game yet. I looked at the team and I said, I have no interest in them, so I haven't watched any of them.
My allegiance to my brother-in-law and my sister, both are professors at Temple University.
Oh, they are?
They told me how great Temple is. And they got whipped last night by Toledo. So.
Oh, okay.
So I sent them a nasty email this morning.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, Bob. No sympathy?
No.
No support there for fam?
No, it was like so much for Temple.
Yeah, well.
Appreciate them.
Yeah.
Appreciate them coming through for me in my bowl sheet.
You took their advice and
I was just trying to be allegiance.
Took Temple and Toledo just whipped up on
how great they were, how they played hard against Notre Dame, how they're going to go out there and win the bowl game. Loser.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how Georgia Southern plays, losing their coach, and you got the interim coach in there, and you got a new coach coming in, and I guess soon, and to take over things. So it'll be interesting how it all turns out for Georgia Southern.
Will they win? Be nice to see them win.
It would be nice for them to rack up that big W.
Win their first bowl game. Appalachian State won their bowl game, so Nobody picked them to win. So
who did they play? I don't remember who. I would probably watch that game. They're an exciting team to watch, App State. And but I missed it somehow. I don't know. I just kind of forgot about them. But looking forward to the Georgia Southern game tonight. We'll have it for you right here on 105.5 FM because we are your Georgia Southern Eagle football radio station for Southeast Georgia. And pregame begins at 6, kickoff at 8 o'clock. And so tune in tonight for Georgia Southern Eagle football right here on 105.5 FM. All right, Bob, anything going on news-wise that you want to hit on this morning before we head to the Christmas holidays?
Not much going on news-wise. Like I said, everybody, I still get a lot of calls and from people interested in when they're going to have that fire department exercise. I talked to Mike
Deal, tickets to that thing.
And they said that they're going to do it sometime between Christmas and New Year's Day. But since we get the date, we'll pass it along. But went by there yesterday in that neighborhood. That is a big eyesore. That's just
it's a big eyesore. See it all the time when I walk by with my dog.
That's just sad. So I'm sure the neighborhood's going to be glad when that thing's finally burnt to the ground.
So it's been sitting there for years, just a big shell of a house.
10 years.
A huge house. It would have been nice if they could have completed that thing. But it's going to be exciting to watch. Bring the marshmallows and weenies and have a big outdoor picnic.
Of course, this time of year it's always about travel and about law enforcement's going to be out in full force. I said the state's just not real happy with the number of fatalities in the state this year. It decreased for several years, but this year it's at an all-time high. But again, the state texting and driving is the big issue, and you see it all the time when you drive on the interstate. You see people swerving, and then you pull up, and that's exactly what they're doing.
They're all right. Yeah.
So, like they said, it's personal responsibility. Hopefully people can learn, but it's just like seatbelt use. You harp on that, but nobody gets that message either. So that's why you see people all the time get thrown from vehicles into crashes and they don't survive. So
yeah. You got to have the seatbelts on. Don't text. We come to find out, that accident that happened a few months ago on I-16 near 280 where that truck driver wasn't paying attention, ran in the rear end and killed some of those nursing students in a couple of cars and so forth. Come to find out that he was looking at his smartphone at that time, texting and looking at sites and stuff like that, just not paying attention. That's what I've heard, whether it's true or not, but that word finally came out. So, when you're driving, you're in that's a big responsibility. So stay off those phones. It can wait. I like that saying right there. It can wait. It doesn't matter if it happens, and you can't pull it out at the stop sign or red light either. If you need to text or whatever the case may be, just pull over somewhere and text and take off. All right, you're listening to WYFO 105.5 FM, world famous Butch and Bob Show, and here we are on this 23rd day of December. Well, I was out yesterday morning. I appreciate Jonathan sitting in for me. I was at the Bone and Joint Institute, and Dr. Lex Carolee was giving me an epidural. And no, I wasn't delivering a baby. I had some steroids, some pain medication, 2 different ones put in the lower part of my spine, where I have come to find out from having an MRI done there a few weeks ago that I've got a bulging disc. It's been hurting for years and just getting worse and worse, bulging disc and inflamed tendons and tissue and stuff like that. It was hurting my left side of my hip and left side of my back and my left hip. So they went in there and put me to sleep, put a whole bunch of medicine down there and the 3rd and 4th vertebrae down there. And so we'll see if it works. I've talked to some people out there that it's done miracles for. It's gotten rid of the pain. I've talked to other folks who've had to have it done 2 or 3 times. And I've talked to folks who it just didn't work for them. They finally end up having to have surgery on their back. So I'm looking forward to this working the first time. I really do. But Dr. Kennerly and his staff there, great folks, treated me fantastic and always have. The anesthesiologist, which they contract out, the guy that put me asleep, he had a great voice. I said, if this whole doctor thing don't work out for you, put people asleep, come talk to me at the radio. He had a great DJ voice. He did. He had one of them deep, booming voices, but I got a feeling he makes a little bit more as an anesthesiologist than he would in radio. This guy makes good money, but just hats off to the Bone and Joint Institute, Dr. Lex Kennelly and the staff there for just doing a great job, and I was in there in the prep room, and and there was people, in different little curtained off areas next to me, and it was interesting to hear the doctors and the nurses, and they had these y'all just talk to each one of them, made each one of them feel comfortable and talk to them, develop a little personal relationship there with them. Because when you get put under, whether it's for back surgery or just a shot or whatever, you always get a little nervous, because that's always a nervous thing to get put under, because you just hope you're going to wake up. And that's the second time I've been put under this year after my nose and sinus surgery. That's the thing I'm finding out, Bob. The older I get, the more so-called procedures I have. Remember these city slickers when Billy Crystal was talking to the class there? He had to go to his son's class because it was career day, and he talked about that. And he gave that very depressing speech about, in your 20s this, in your 30s that, in your 40s and your 60s, you start having what you call procedures instead of surgeries or anything, That was really a downer time period. Son's just sitting there shaking his head. All right, Bob, you said the Steelers are playing this weekend. The Jacksonville Jaguars and the Atlanta Falcons, as you said, mathematically have a chance to get into the playoffs, but, I wouldn't count on that. Too much other things have to happen. They're just not going to happen. The Falcons are at home this weekend taking on the Carolina Panthers. Once again, it still would be nice.
At Carolina.
Oh, are they?
They're at Carolina.
Well, it showed, no, there was at Carolina December 13th. The Atlanta Falcons are playing Carolina at home this coming Sunday.
I thought they were at Carolina.
No, they're at home. Their last two games are at home, the Falcons are. They play Carolina at home because they played them there 2 weeks ago. And so they're taking care of Carolina this coming Sunday. You can hear that game right here at 105.5 FM. Pregame at 12 o'clock, kickoff at 1 o'clock. And then the Falcons finished their 2015 season actually in 2016 on January 3rd at home against the New Orleans Saints. So the Falcons end their 2015 season on with the two biggest rivals they have. And then the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the road this weekend and the following weekend. They're at New Orleans taking on the Saints on the 27th this Sunday, on January 3rd at Houston, and both those games can be heard on our sister station, WLOP 1370 on your AM dial, Fox Sports Radio, The Buzz. And who's your Pittsburgh Steelers play this weekend?
Baltimore. At Baltimore. They play at Baltimore, then at Cleveland.
Okay.
If they win 2 games, they're in. So
they have to win 2 to be in.
They don't have to. The other teams could lose. So
okay.
But right now they're locked into the playoff spot. They got a wild card spot, but they need, they just need to keep on winning.
Okay.
Which I think they will. They look pretty good. Big Ben's rolling. Antonio Brown's rolling. So offense is pretty good. Defense is getting better. So
okay.
I think they get a chance to make a nice run.
Okay.
Get all the way to the Super Bowl. Be nice to see the Steelers in the 50th Super Bowl. There's the 53rd Super Bowl, so it'd be nice to see them. Since they got more Super Bowl rings than anybody else play the 50th.
Yeah. Well, they have to get past New England.
Yeah, I understand that, but
okay.
They're not invincible. They've got a lot of injuries.
It would be nice to have 2 old teams in the 50th Super Bowl. Someone like Pittsburgh or New England or something like that, and or a Dallas, because Dallas is not getting in there. But some of these all-time teams. But I think it could be Carolina and Seattle. I'm not Carolina, Seattle, Carolina and New England, or maybe Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, Green Bay rematch.
That'd be exciting, man. You get all those old Steelers and Green Bay players to come back for all the interviews during that week and on that Sunday. I love that long pregame show before the Super Bowl. I just love watching that.
Just need to get in. I said, if you get in, you got a shot.
That's right. You get in, you got a shot, huh? All right, Bob, I got some Christmas music queued up here just in case we didn't have enough to talk about this morning. I didn't know if there's anything else on your mind that you wanted to do. I'm sure you're ready to.
Everybody, Merry Christmas.
All right, Bob. Have a Merry Christmas. All right, WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country Radio, world-famous Butch and Bob Show for this eve of Christmas Eve, 23rd day of December. And right now, we've got Rascal Flatts. They're all queued up and ready to go. And let's have some Christmas music for you here on this 23rd day of December.